All right, class, this is master class number 1 for 2011. Well, it's almost 2012. So as you can see, the name of this class is The Thrill of Victory, the Agony of Defeat. So I'm sure that most of you have tried to play pedals, right, on an organ?
Yes.
Tried.
When I get on the bench.
And then you get on the bench. Cute. So I got these feet because that's pretty much how it feels sometimes when you play the pedals. You play 2, you hit the wrong one, or you just miss it completely. So I've never really tried to play a song. Want to try to play a song?
There's lotion for that.
You know the joke?
That was the joke.
That's the
No. You know you're getting older when they say they like your alligator shoes and you're not wearing any? That's kind of what these feet look like. So, okay, so if you want to play a song,
Whoops. Excuse
this
me.
organ works good for that. At least I can get my foot in there. So you just turn on. It kind of used to be a joke that in college everyone knew who the organ players were because we walked around with one slipper in our backpack. Musicians, do you ever watch the lady that plays with the gold shoes on? What's her name on TV?
Diane Bish.
Diane Bish. Do you ever watch her? She has special organ shoes. Greg has special organ shoes. You get them from a website called
Organmaster.com.
Organmaster.com. You can buy actual shoes that are made to play pedals. Okay, you don't have to go to that extent, but you should wear shoes that have leather bottoms on them. Your narrowest shoe that you have with a leather bottom. So men would wear like their dress shoes. Okay, if you watch Greg play concerts, he's always wearing the organ shoe that has the really smooth, soft bottom on it. Ladies, you never, men, tennis shoes, no. So if you look around this room, there's a no, there's a no, there's a no, those are no's, there's a no. None of you are wearing the right shoes. Yours might work. Sandals.
And why not bare feet?
And bare feet, well, number one, it's just not too cool. When you want to go somewhere and you have to kick off your shoes to play, and it might not be too aromatic either in some cases. But it's just a good rule of thumb when you're learning pedals, if you're going to start pedals, just get in the habit of wearing a certain kind of shoe, and then you'll be good.
I went to Capizio, where you get the Capizio ballet shoes, but they also have dance shoes, and they have leather bottoms. That's where I got my black shoes when I do a concert, I do them in those black shoes, and they work very well because they have a strap across the ankle.
Where's this place?
I got it at Capizio in Roseville,
Sierra
College Boulevard,
Douglas.
right across from the Safeway or from the...
Yeah. By the Shell station.
And they're
Anyway,
not
we're recording.
expensive.
We're recording, so.
No heels, right?
Yes,
They
no.
have them with flats and with heels.
You can, I mean, look at Rosemary Bailey
Yeah.
wears like
She
big
plays it
spiked
fine.
heels.
Yeah.
You're basically only using your toe. So it doesn't really matter, unless you're doing classical with heel toe, it wouldn't matter if you
And
had
the heels that they do have are low heels
Yeah.
and they're wide.
Yeah.
So if you want to do toe, heel, toe, heel, toe,
could.
heel,
We're not
you
going there
still
today,
can.
Not today.
We're going only toes today. All right, how many of you are playing with pedals? A little bit, even, just a little. How about not at all? Ever? Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I'm gonna teach you and how fast we're gonna go. So I think we're gonna do this in two different months. Today I'm gonna show you all of the basic pedal patterns. All right. Then next month we'll start applying them. So for a month you're just gonna do exercises. I wrote the song out, Ode to Joy. Only has 2 chords, C and G. So we're going to use Ode to Joy as your practice piece. On this page, and if you're watching the video and you like the PDF, Ode to Joy is a public domain song, so we can send this out. The first 2 lines is the whole entire Ode to Joy song. Okay? Beethoven wrote it, 5 notes in the right hand and 2 chords. All right? The rest all the way down is just the first line of Ode to Joy with all the different pedal styles. So once you learn the first line, the second line is just like it, except for the last measure. So you can just continue on if you want to play the entire song with that style. Okay? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 styles that we're going to concentrate on today. All right? Then we'll add some to it later. But there really is 6 basic styles. So if you look at this paper that says the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. Now, men and ladies will play pedals different. The first thing is you really have to be seated at your instrument correctly to actually make it easier to play the pedals. Bev and I were talking about this morning. How far away the bench is from the organ is important, and a little bit of an angle on the bench like that is really important. Otherwise, you get a crease in the back of your leg. Now the benches are all padded now, but if you keep the bench straight, you're going to notice pretty quickly your back gets sore and your leg gets sore. So you don't want to move your foot from your hip. You move your foot from your knee. Okay, so when you're seated at the organ, and when you watch Greg play or any of the artists, the bench is always angled just a tiny bit. So when you swing your foot down to C, you don't get your leg rubbing on the edge of the bench. If you've been playing pedals and they've been an issue, that will fix it usually. Okay, so just kind of get used to just a slight little angle, and everybody's kind of different. If you're tall and you have long legs, you want it back further. But almost everybody I know that comes to play here always has that bench too close to the instrument. So and for now, when you're doing these exercises, you're going to be looking down at your feet. It's okay. You've got to watch so you can learn the distance. Okay? It's like, what can I relate it to? You literally cannot learn the distance between the pedals if you don't visually look down there when you're practicing. So you train your foot to just kind of anticipate how far it has to go. The 2 hardest pedals are A and B. I'm sorry, but that B pedal is terrible to play for me. Now, there's 3 kinds of pedal board, 4 actually, kinds of pedal boards. One is a concave 32-note pedal board that's on the bigger organs. The organ at my church has 32 pedals, which totally throws me now because I don't practice on a 32 pedal organ. And they're kind of concave, so the C pedal is higher up than the G pedal. Yeah, all right? This is a 25 pedal. Most people who have a console organ have 25 pedals. Flat pedals, angled in. Actually, they're the easiest pedals to play because they are longer and you can play them anywhere. You don't have to play just the little short ones with your feet straight. Then you have the Spin-It that has 20 pedals, and then you have the little Spin-It that has 13 pedals. The little pedals with that stick out straight are a little, I have to tell you, they're a little harder to play because they're coming, you have to hold your leg, your foot straight to play them, okay? But everybody that I've ever taught to play pedals will have a little bit different technique on how you play it. When you sit at the organ, you always want to make sure that your right foot is always on the gas pedal, always. Never play the organ without your right foot being firmly planted. Anybody not having their foot there? Okay, it's like driving a car. It's the gas pedal. When you play the pedals, your foot's going to be angled. My foot angles in until I get to G, and then it angles the other way with my little, I call C through G the bunion button side of your foot. And then when you get to A, you're going to turn and go the other way. So the first exercise you'll do probably is just sit and learn C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The pedals are just like the keyboard. Right? You all know that already, I'm assuming, don't you? All right. The problem is people are afraid of them. They're like a whole nother keyboard, and it is a whole nother keyboard down there. The difference is, this is the bass player in your orchestra. So it's the guy that would play the bass guitar or the string bass plucking it. All right? There's also lots of different sounds that you can put down there. We're not going to talk about them much today. But if you're playing a slow song like Ode to Joy, then you want to use the Contra Bass sound. Contra Bass, let's just think of today only, we won't think of the guitar basses. We're only going to think of those big curvy string basses. Okay, there's two ways to play it. One's with a bow. Right? So that's the Contra Bass. That's the sound that you want to use for sustained pedal. If you're playing like a plucked bass where they're going boom, 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 like that, you want to use the organ sound or the string bass sound. And I always use pedal sustain. It just makes it sound a little more alive. So I don't ever play the pedals, ever, without that pedal sustain button on. Got it? Right there. Let's take that off. Okay. So, if I'm going to play Ode to Joy and I'm going to practice pedals, I think I want them more sustained. And when you're just doing exercises, keep them loud. All right? So, there's exercise number 1. See where it says on the pedal exercise sheet? On the bottom it says chords and pedal sets. See them? All you're going to do when you're learning, this is just to orient your foot to where the pedals are. So before you even play a chord, you're going to go C, F, C, and G. C, F, C, and G. Now that's the most basic chord progression that the first one you ever learned, right? C, whoa, Greg's been playing this. C, F, C, G. If you've never played pedals before, that's the first thing you want to do. Alright? And here's what's going to happen. You're going to aim for F and you're going to hit G. You're going to aim for G and you're going to hit A. So while you're practicing, before you even start the chords, look down. So C to F is that far. C, F, C, F, C, G is one higher. Now, the best way to find F is to let your foot, see that black pedal at the bottom of the 3 black pedals? The F sharp pedal? You can, if you move your foot up in, your toe will keep you from going further than that F pedal. Okay? See, so you just kind of let your shoe just tap that black one and then just put your foot down. C, F. If I knew I was going to wear flip-flops, I would have got a pedicure. C to F. I can't believe I did that today. hit it. But I'm going to show you later how that's okay. Because if you go one too low or too high, it sounds kind of cool. It's called a push pedal. And you'll sound better than if you would have hit it right in the first place. Okay, so number 1, C, F, C, G, C. Then you're going to go G, the G series. G, C, G, D, G. Now, there's a big debate in the organ world. Do you go up to D or you go down to D? I personally very rarely play above high C. I learned on a spinet organ and I can't undo it now. Too late. So if you want to stay consistent and you have a console, you can go G, C, G, D, G. I'm sorry. I think you should just go G, C, G, D. Okay? So for all intents and purposes today, and because some of you have a spinet and some of you have a console, let's just talk about C to C. Okay? We're not going to go above that. It's just too much to think about, and you don't need to do that yet. All right? Or ever. All right? And you see these artists and they're going, you know, they got their left foot like over here while they're playing. You don't need to do that. All right? Okay, then F, B flat, F, B flat, F, C, F, D, G, D, A, D. Okay? You might, and don't practice your feet alone. If you can do it for like 1 or 2 times just so you know where the pedals are. I found it's easier when I'm teaching someone if their foot just gets used to playing with the chord. If you learn one and then later on you're just going to have to put them together anyway. So you might as well just do them together to start with.
Because that's where the real learning curve is.
That's you're going to play a C pedal with a C chord.
It's it's the same thing learning a song. If you learn the chords and you learn the melody and then you start trying to put them together, it's really tough.
Too hard.
Yeah.
So the key is God did not make that foot to play music. He made it to keep the beat, and most people could do that very naturally. But your foot was not created to make music with. It's to hold you up, it's to run, it's to get you where you need to go. Music was not in the process. I don't even think God had an organ in mind when he created man in the Garden of Eden, right? So it's a training process. It's like dancing. Are you watching Dancing with the Stars? Oh, you gotta watch. That show is amazing if you're a musician. The styles, the samba, that's where you learn about all the rhythms and the different kinds of styles in music, the genres. They take the coolest songs and totally arrange them the most amazing music. The musicians and the director are incredible. And watching these people go through the process of, it's kind of like you're going to be with your pedals. They're training themselves to count, keep rhythm, and make their feet do things they've never done before. And technically, that's what you're going to be doing now. You're going to train your feet to dance on the pedals. Okay? All right, that's my lecture. So now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. All right, first pedal pattern. Play the chord and the corresponding pedal. I think all of you have at least tried that, right? Tom, have you tried to play the pedals?
Yes.
So you know if it says C chord, you play C pedal. And I'm looking around the room here, I think we're all good there. Right? Vince, you played some pedals? Okay. So let's start with pedal pattern. Okay, the basic one we just did. C chord, G chord, and we just played the pedals with it. The next one is called an alternate bass. The pedal patterns come from scales. All right? There's a root pedal, which is the name of the chord, or the name of the scale. C pedal, C chord, C scale. All right? every pedal has, I call them a pedal buddy, or every root pedal has an alternate, it's called. The alternate is 5 pedals away. It's the 5th step of the scale. It's the 5th digit on my finger. So the alternate pedal for C is C, D, E, F, G. Okay? So you've seen people play the organ and their foot's swinging back and forth like this. Or you watch a bass player in a band and they're going boom, 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 like that. They're playing an alternate bass. Okay, so now you have to learn what the alternate bass is. So let's have a test. Look up here. You don't even have to think. Just have to know the alphabet to G. What's the alternate for C?
G.
G. What's the alternate for D? D, F, G. A. What's the alternate for E? E, F, G, A.
B.
B. What's the alternate for F? F, G, no H. F, G, A, B,
C.
C. What's the alternate for G? G, A, B, C,
D.
D. Alternate for A? A, B, C, D, E. Alternate for B? B, C, D, E, F sharp. But don't worry, you're not going to be playing a B pedal, so don't worry about that. That's all it is. Now, when you practice alternate bass, watch how cool. You just look down, and it's 5 pedals up. Okay, there's C, G. See, it's that far. There's a light underneath the organ that should be on. If you have a console and your pedals aren't lit, reach under, there's a switch that lights up your pedals.
Yeah.
Okay? C, G. And I'm going to just sit here and I'm going to go back and forth and watch what I'm doing. Okay? And again, no flat feet. You'll miss it. Or if you're a guy and have a big foot, you're going to hit 2. You have to do it on the inside, one side or the other of your foot. All right, then I'm going to move to D. D, A, D. Same distance, just 1 pedal higher. Then E and B. Now that's as far as I'm going to go and go up. Now from F, F, G, A, B, C. I can go up to here. I choose not to. From F on up, I'm going to go down 4. Okay? It's still, the C is still the 5th, but I'm going to go backwards. Okay? So F, C, so it's that far. Okay, then G to D. And A to E. See? Alright. That's my opinion. If you want to get fancy and you want to stick to the rule, G and go up to D. A up to E. Sorry, I don't want to go there. So I'm going to go up 5, up to E, and I'm going to go down 4 from F up. Okay? Alright, look at the pedal exercise page. Now, if you're playing, right, today we're only going to talk about 4/4 time. Okay? Waltz time, next time. But 4/4 time, you're going to play the root pedal on 1, and you're going to be in transit on beat 2, and you play the alternate on beat 3. Okay? So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, rest, G, rest. Okay? So you're just going to go C, 2, 3, 4. So it sounds like this. C, G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, pretend you have pedals in front of you. All right, we're not going to alternate. We're just going to play C on 1 and 3. I'm going to count to 4. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, C, up, C, up, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you play the root and the alternate on what's called the downbeat. Downbeat means when your foot is down. Down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you alternate the pedal, you just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, try it. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up. And you might just stay on C pedal for a whole week. That's okay. So you're just learning the beat and the distance. All right. That's called an alternate bass. So if you look at line 3 right there, it says line number 1 for the exercises. Here's Ode to Joy with the alternate bass. 1, up. Good grief. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, D, C, G, and B. Oh my gosh. Well, I finished the whole song. I just wrote one line. Oh.
I thought you were going to do alternate bass.
I am.
Yeah.
I did. C and G.
Oh, okay.
C, G, D. C alternate to G, and B.
What threw me off is you were hitting G twice, and I
Oh.
kept thinking you were going to go back.
No, because G is the alternate for
Right.
C, and then it's the root.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, look at number 2. Number 2 is actually easier than number 1. Because number 2, you're going to alternate it twice. You just hit C twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the root gets on twice. 1, 2, and then the alternate. 1, 2. Now, look at the pedal exercise paper. That's the double alternate bass. Okay? Look at the C chord. So you play the C chord, and you play 2 C pedals and 2 G pedals. Okay, so that's the exercise for the double alternate bass. And then G chord. And then the F chord. All right, then the D. If you learn those, you're on your way. Okay? All right. Now look at number 3. 4-beat bass. This one's easier than the double alternate. It's just the same pedal. You don't alternate. So you just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is kind of cool because watch. You go, well, when would you use that? If you use it for Ode to Joy, so you're just keeping time. All right. So let's say you want to play a different song. Watch what you can do. This is kind of cool. So you go. Okay, if I play I'm in the Mood for Love, right? That's just a plain old bass. All right, so let's say now, take your foot out, Before, you just been sitting on the wall watching other people dance. And it's fun. Everything changes when you start to play pedals. Because then you really feel like an organist. It's complete. Like your band, there's been one person missing, and now he's back. All right. So far, so good?
Uh-huh.
Okay, look at number 4. Alternate. No, skip 4. We're going to come back to that. Go to 5. This is very cool. Now, instead of playing 1 and 5 like this, how do you spell a C chord?
C-E-G.
C-E-G. You just walk the chord. C. It's every other pedal. So all these months I've been pounding into your head to know how to spell those chords. Now it's going to pay off. So you just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. F. Now I'm sorry, but now you got to go up to C pedal. It sounds really stupid if you go down. It's easier to go up at that point, so you just go. And G you have to go up too. G, E, D. Alright? And you're not going to do this with heavy-duty songs to start with. Pick easy songs that you already know. So if you're going to do Ode to Joy with number 5, I don't go, oh, geez, I hit a wrong pedal. I have to start over. It's still vibrating. You just, if you hit it wrong, who's going to know? Except you. And sometimes you won't even know. All right. Back to number 4. Same scenario, except you're going to, if you look at the pedal exercises on the double alternating, you just leave off the first double. So you play the C pedal on 1, and you play the alternate on 3 and 4. That's called a begin pedal. That's for beginners. Oh, okay, whatever. You don't appreciate my jokes. Too bad. So if you look at the pedal exercises over here, instead of playing C, C, G, G, the double alternating, you just leave the second pedal off. C, G, G, C, G, G, C, G, G. All right, take your foot out. Let's try it. Because we're all going to do this in a minute, okay? C, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, change pedals on you, you missed. G, 2, E, E, G. You can go down, I don't care. G, E, see, that's begin. Now, if you turn on a little Latin rhythm, it will make it very easy. If you look at the pedal exercise sheet, I wrote walk the chords with the pedals for you there too. So if you play a C chord, G, F, D, all of them. D, F sharp, A. But I like to put my heel on the white pedal and my toe on the black one. See, it's just a natural. See, it's kind of fun. So it's heel, black, the black pedal gets the toe. C minor. Anytime you have a black pedal in the middle, that's kind of cool and very impressive when people see you.
Let's try that just with our feet on the floor here.
All right, so put your heel down for 1, for C, or I mean, we better do a D. D, F sharp with the toe, A with the heel. We'll do that when we do feet on in a minute. We don't call it hands on, we call it feet on. Now, the most popular pedal, and if you're a beginner, you're probably not going to want to tackle this one to start, is number 6. Number 6, I really need to buy an eraser. Works like this. You have 1, 2, beat 1, 2, 3, and 4. You play pedal, 2, and 3, 4. So you have an 8th note rest. So this would be C. We'll just do it with no alternate first. C, rest, C, C. So it's 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay? So it's a rock and roll kind of pedal, it's called. So you're going to do this. So far you've done this. 1, 2. If you're doing the 1, the begin, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of like a begin. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you count like this, 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So that's how your brain's going to think. You're going to play, all you're going to do to add to that 1, 2, 3, 4 style that we just did is kick that C pedal on the end of 2. So you're going to spit out the letter 2 and then play the pedal again. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, get your foot out. Let's try it. Left foot. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. Say it out loud with me. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 Now it's actually easier if you alternate. So you're going to go watch. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 So all you're doing is you're just putting a little kicker right in there before you get to beat 3. Okay? So some people call it a push pedal. All right? So you could do this. 1, 2, and 3. So if you're playing 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3. You know what? I just realized I didn't even put that on here because that's not what is written down there.
Yeah.
I decided to save it for the next lesson. So I'll tell you what the push pedal really is.
Okay.
It's you hit the wrong pedal and you're fixing it. If you're aiming from C to G and you hit F, instead of going C, G, G like this, you intentionally go 1 too low. See? You intentionally are off 1 pedal and you fix it. So instead of the begin pedal, which is C, G, G like this, you hit an F, 1 under it, or 1 over it.
I like that.
That's how you fix a screw up. White. I used to work with him years ago. He played by ear. Do you remember him? He didn't read any notes. Nothing. He never hit a pedal right his entire life. Ever. But he loved playing them. I would spend hours on an arrangement, and I'd teach it to a class, and I'd spend a whole hour teaching everybody how to do it right. Before class was even over, I'd hear him out in the other room playing my song. And people would come out of the class, and his feet would be going doodle-doodle-doodle all over the pedals, never hitting one lousy pedal right. You know who got the most compliments about how good their feet were? Him. I was always appalled at how he got away with what he did. Because anybody who had an ear could tell. But he was moving so fast and he was so impressive, nobody even paid attention to if the notes were right. Now, think about this for a minute. When you get this mindset that you have to be incredibly perfect and hit those pedals right every time, it's just going to mess you up. You have to be a little looser with your expectations and just go, so what if I'm one off? In 4/4 time, if I'm one off on beat 3, I can fix it on 4 and it's going to sound like a Begin pedal. Right? If I start walking the bass and I'm 1 too high, I can fix it on the next beat. 3/4 time, you can't do that because it's not forgiving. But 4/4 time, you got lots of time to get back on track when you're off. All right? So let me show you how Dave would have played this song. People. We're going to do this the third Wednesday next month also. Okay? I don't know what day that is.
Wednesday.
Greg, what is the third Wednesday in October?
19th.
Huh? 19th. The 19th. October 19th. We'll do this again. And then we may do the pedals for, I don't think we'll do them for Christmas, for December. But maybe in November. Because you've got to know the exercises first. You can't just jump in and start applying these to songs until you get your foot trained. Okay? Don't get fancy. Don't try to do anything. Now, on the Thrill of Victory thing, it says, here are some quick hints to play the pedals. While learning to play basic pedals, look at them while you practice. This will help you with accuracy. Pull the bench back so you can see. Don't wear a big skirt, because you can't see your feet then. Listen, no, you won't wear a skirt, no. Listen to the auto bass patterns with different rhythms to learn new patterns. Well, that's what we're going to talk about next time, so ignore that one. 4-beat bass. We'll use the C chord for examples in all of these. All right. So the 4-beat bass, and it looks like my computer pushed all my C's over.
Yeah.
So it's just a pedal on every one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alternate bass is written there. Begin bass is written there. Walk the chord is written there. Push pedal is written there. The bottom ones you're not going to do. Okay? From walk the 6th, the 7th, the rock pedal, those are next time. Unless you want to, if you're more advanced, you can go ahead. Okay, Barbara, which you probably would do that. This is your exercise sheet. I would like you to have this done in a month. So you can sit down and you can do this page right here in a month. If you can do that, you'll be ready for the next session. If you have a problem, please call and come down and I can fix it. I can't imagine looking around this room, any of you are going to have a problem. If you have a problem and you're missing the pedals, it's probably because the way you're sitting. Make some adjustments. If you don't know if that's what it is, then next week when you come to class, sit at the bench for me and show me how you're seated and we can probably fix it.